Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
Oh shit, we've been recording? I don't know, like I wear a mask. Mind my own business, I'm in and out, make my grocery list very thorough, and then that's it. Like I don't like hang. I still see some people kind of hanging out in the grocery store, which I think is weird. Like
they work there. Those are workers.
I see them just walking around, putting stuff on the shelves, taking it off.
Swiping them down. Weird. Y'all wear the same shirt.
I know. Damn gang.
Hands of the grocery store.
Yeah. You're not all named Ralph. Shut up.
Not all grocery shopping. Well, I guess we should start. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs. My name is Chase. With Jason Nick. Jesus Christ. I fuck up the intro every other time.
That's all right.
It doesn't matter. It's with Jason Nick. I'm Chase.
I'm Nick, and with us today is the wonderful comedian Ahmed Bharoocha. Ahmed, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you guys?
I'm doing good. Just quarantining it up.
Yeah, it's still happening.
still, this is the longest bit. I swear to God, such a long time. Commitment to the bit.
I've not been living like it's going to be this long. Like I've been living like, it's a week. I'm going to do whatever I want, eat whatever I want, just drink every night.
Yeah.
Like 2 months in, it's like, maybe I should live like a regular person.
Yeah. It loses that kind of sustainability after a while, for sure. But it's also kind of like sometimes you're just like, what? All of my previous like logic and rhetoric is gone. So I'll be like, I probably shouldn't have an extra beer or anything because like I got this thing tomorrow or whatever, and it's like, no, you don't, bud.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Ahmed, our first segment on every podcast is a segment we like to call Fuck This Place, ? Where we look at jobs on Craigslist and decide if we would work there or not.
Okay.
And so we actually looked up some jobs in Santa Barbara area, because that's where you're from, right?
Where I'm from, yeah.
How was it growing up out there in Santa Barbara?
It was nice, but I guess I didn't realize it was nice until I left when I was 16, and that's when I realized, like, I was living in a nice place. Like, that was
yeah.
Place. Yeah, because I think I remember even being a kid, I saw like a hotel or like a guy outside of his hotel, and I thought that it was like divorced husbands who got kicked out of their house. Because I didn't picture, like, why would anyone come visit my hometown? Like, it's just
right.
small town.
Yeah.
It's like, it's beautiful.
You're like, because everywhere else smells like pee. That's why. Got it.
Not everyone just
has it's fucking nuts.
Beach 5 minutes from their house.
Where did you move when you left?
I moved to Rhode Island, where my mom's originally from. Her parents were getting older, and they had some property that we never got. We moved out there to kind of like live with them as they got older, and so it was nice, to connect with that. And I was mad at first, but I'm glad I did it, and it did, make me realize how cool that place was. But also, I like New England. I like East Coast. It's like where I started comedy and stuff. So, so I still have a hometown connection with New England too.
Nice.
Wow. Like
but
the two top areas of the U.S., New England.
Yeah.
California coast.
Yeah.
But I can definitely relate. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, which is,
that's
beautiful.
Really, I went there and it reminded me a lot of Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Beautiful tourist town. Like a lot of art that like only 10 people there can afford. And you're like, you go up there, you're like, this place fucking sucks. And you go somewhere else and you're like, oh no, everywhere else sucks.
Yeah. I'm in a vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Just and everybody comes to that town. I'm sure you heard people coming to Santa Barbara and just say like, it's so beautiful here, and you're like, yeah, it's good, I guess.
Yeah. Now I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't understand that like their entire town is one Panda Express, like a freestanding Panda Express, and you're just like, yeah, your town sucks dick, so of course you love it here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the way this segment works here is I'm going to read 3 Craigslist titles, and then you're going to pick the one we don't want to look at, and we'll look at the other 2.
Okay.
So these are all from Santa Barbara Craigslist. So first title is Looking for Drummer. Second is Female Model / Muse / Collaborator Wanted. And then the last one is Motion Activated Gimmicks Needed.
Ooh. I'm going to go not looking at the drummer because I would like that job, but I like straightforward. The other 2 entice my interest.
Right. That's fair. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to share my screen so everybody can see. Okay, so we're going to say no, fuck this place to the drummer situation. Let's take a look at Female Model / Muse / Collaborator Wanted first.
Very Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is that kind of like artistic town. Like I can get away with this probably.
Yeah, I could scam these rich old people.
Yeah. Okay, so title again: Female Model / Muse / Collaborator Wanted in Santa Barbara. The posting starts, no pictures. It says, once the virus thing, once the virus thing is a little better in hand, of course.
What do you think he's talking about with the virus thing?
Yeah.
All the conspiracies are revealed and the curtains pulled back.
Yeah, I do like that he's keeping it vague because he's right. There could be more strands of this.
Yeah.
So he wants to suppose.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's this bug going around, and
once that's squashed.
I do also enjoy that he's interrupting you before we started.
Look, I get it. There's a virus.
Somewhere right in here, in between the title and this first line, he expected for there to be a rebuttal.
Yeah. Why do I feel like between the title and the first line, he put his hand on my chest?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
the fine print.
Yeah. So the first sentence: once the virus thing is a little better in hand, of course, but we can talk now. Note that this is listed in creative and talent for a reason.
Ooh,
shit.
Yeah. I don't know, bud. I am a non-commercial photographer looking for a model, and then there's S in parentheses. So I assume this person's open to more. To firstly test some new lenses and equipment. There's no way that's what you're doing. I'm
creeped out.
Yep. Test some new lenses. I understand that you need, look, I'm not a photographer, to be fully honest, full disclosure here. But I would think that if you need to test a lens, you need like a water bottle on a stool, and you're like, yeah, the lens takes pictures. I can zoom like this.
But how does the lens look on naked breasts?
Right. Yeah. So he's got to test some lenses and equipment, and then ongoing collaborative relationship regarding photographic projects / setups.
No.
I don't know what that means, but obviously don't trust it.
Yeah.
Then he goes in. Yeah, you've seen this forever. And no, it's not a scam or anything. What does he mean by it's for sure a scam? What does he mean by forever?
Yeah, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I feel like after that, especially after that last line, ongoing collaborative relationships, I think he's going to tell people that you guys are dating. I think that's what that is.
You just got to come with me to my high school reunion.
Yeah.
Take some pictures.
Tell me I'm good at surfing.
Some lenses.
And then sorry, it wasn't a finished sentence. I'm not sure that a single sentence ends here. It's just sort of ellipses. So he says, no, it's not a scam or anything. People are busy in SB. That's Santa Barbara, I assume.
Yeah.
It costs a lot to live here. Yeah. Yeah. So no one has time to mess around in the studio. That's the reason. Yeah. That's the reason no one wants.
He writes with the cadence of someone who's out of breath.
He wrote this in a panic.
Yeah, he does. He really does write it as if, again, you are like a mammoth play. Like you're trying to interrupt him at every single point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
It
does cost a lot to live here. So,
oh, sorry, sir. Sorry. I didn't realize. Sorry.
Then why are you just testing your lenses? Get your
you're not
together.
You're not paying me anyway. Yeah. Then he says that it's got to be a he. Sorry. That's why I get a lot of inquiries, some responses, and a few takers.
Some responses.
What do we think the difference is between inquiries, responses? Like he gets inquiries coming into him, and then he responds to them, and they don't respond.
Yeah.
Like, or he sends the inquiry.
I think he's saying that there's a huge drop off between inquiries and then any more communication.
Yeah.
Like, oh, is this a? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten a few responses.
Yeah, it really is kind of like a guy who's been messaging every all the WWE wrestlers to tell him to like get on his podcast.
If there's already been a few takers, what are you still out here for?
Well, it goes on in parentheses, few takers for a short time, ... but not enough to really get anything done.
Mm-hmm.
Are you moving? What is he having them do?
I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish.
Not to put months in of this lens testing.
And again, there's a whole other paragraph here that we're going to get into, but I would also like to just emphasize this happens a lot on this podcast where we've been on Craigslist for far too long. We've seen a lot of these posts, and I've yet to, I don't think we've encountered one, Nick, where the person who is doing something about photography has a sample of their work.
Agreed. Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. They never do. Or like, I would say if we ever have, which I think maybe once or twice, it's stock images. Like it's obviously not something.
It says like
anything on there. Yeah. It's obviously not their work.
It's like Dream Times.
Because they're not allowed to put pictures of.
It's like the screaming picture.
Yeah, it's fine art. It's Edward Munch's The Scream. Yes, correct. Not a one. And I'm just saying, I know that this person is a liar and a bad person.
And a piece of shit.
But if you were going to try to be a better liar and a better piece of shit, you would put one picture up. Okay, next paragraph. This is not a fake scam looking for models. I can get models. Can you?
Yeah. I fuck, bro.
Defensive.
But am instead looking for someone who might be interested in learning more about photography, maybe is interested in fashion or art, and is not shy about sitting in front of a camera.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's like reading this ad who's super shy and is like, well, I'll try.
Yeah, who clicked on this ad?
Camera, but I'll test some lenses.
Yeah, you stop me there on the lens test. That's as far as I want to go. As much as, and again, this guy says he can get models. As much as I've enjoyed the models and others who have responded in the past, responded to a lot of ghosts, this person. Yeah. And I think we did create some great images.
I will not show you.
You're correct.
This guy is using the terminology of that everyone has used on him when they dumped him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can get boyfriends.
Yeah.
I can get boyfriends. And I did think we created some great images. Not pictures. Images.
Just like memories.
Yeah.
And then he outlines his real dream. I still have not really been able to do the boring stuff of testing. Again, back to the lens testing.
So you're procrastinating. Look, I haven't taken the camera out of the box yet. Just come over.
So I need you to show me how this works. Then, okay, so we only got 3 more lines. Now, if you want to do modeling stuffs, we can we can additionally do that too. If interested, please get in touch. Did I say ongoing in all caps? And then, sorry, there is one last thing that's very, very important. And the pay is listed as no pay.
Nope. Like, if you're also interested in modeling stuff, isn't that what this whole thing has been about?
Yeah.
Also, if you want to model.
Well, I was just in this for the testing of your lens, but I mean, yeah, we'll see where the job goes.
Yeah, it's just again, I'm not a photographer, but I've been around a camera or two, and I'm just saying, how many lenses you got, buddy, to test? Yeah. How many? 10? 10. Okay, you have 10 lenses, and how long does that take? One a day, let's say. So you got 10 weeks every Saturday, and then you still say it's ongoing? Like, what else are we doing?
we gotta hang out. We gotta build a rapport. We gotta get dinner. We gotta watch a movie.
Yeah. I mean, because he has enjoyed the models and others who have responded in the past. So I think you're right.
Model responders that he really enjoyed.
He's definitely spent some social time.
Yeah. What do you think this guy's apartment looks like? Like,
do we think he has one?
It's got like one of those like black greyhound statues or something, just like weird art like that. It's like all like black and sleek and
just super stained green couch. Just fucking.
Are there? I'm not super duper familiar with Santa Barbara, but is there like a kind of hippie class of creatives?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's because I think like the people that grow up there, it's like you kind of grow up on the beach and like it's kind of natural and like health conscious, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a lot of just like, and a lot of them come from like wealthy families that they're just didn't really have to do much, so they're like, hey, let's get in touch with nature.
Yeah. So are we thinking this is like a trust fund kid who's now grown up and doing some camera tests?
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or a vagrant who's just passing through town.
Yeah, someone who's just trying to get a place to stay.
Yeah.
My place is that. Can I come over and test the lenses? And it's ongoing.
Okay. The other thing that I know he hinted at more than once is this sort of idea of this collaborative relationship. Like, what exactly are you hoping, this person brings to the table?
Maybe if he's really honest, he just has no creative sense. He just knows how to take a picture, and he'll just be like, "So, what do you think the picture should be?" I need models who also know about framing and interesting things
to direct from the other side of the lens. Yeah. Well, you know what?
I'm going to say I don't want any part of this because I feel like this guy is going to try to get you naked.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very like sexual thing.
Yeah. And even if that was aside, like let's just imagine that for some reason this person is just that foolish and has the worst phrasing of all time, and is simply looking for you to test lenses with him.
Waste of time.
It's a total waste of time. It's expensive living in Santa Barbara, and so I don't have time for that shit. All right, great. Fuck that place. Our next post, and this one's a lot shorter from what I've seen, is motion-activated gimmicks needed in Santa Barbara. And there's just one sentence, and it says, need someone who understands how to make certain electronics activate via motion sensors.
So is this like one of those like fish, those singing fish? Like,
that is
a song I wrote.
That's exactly what I thought of. Maybe garage doors.
Yeah. I want to make my house feel alive.
The word gimmicks. Gimmicks makes it sound like there's some humor involved.
Yes. Like there's some fun. There's something like a fun house.
Oh.
Yeah.
My tie, it's flapping around.
Yeah, I completely agree that this is not a garage door company, because if this was a garage door company, they would say garage door company needs electrician. Right?
Yeah.
What's his principles only? Like, is that like actors? That's what they say for actors, like principal actor. Like,
oh, sorry, principals only. Yeah, this is just standard Craigslist language. It says if you're the main person, we don't want like a
middleman.
Well, there's like, not on Craigslist, I don't think as much, but on like LinkedIn and stuff, there'll be headhunters or agencies or temp agencies.
Great at gimmicks.
Yeah,
give them a shot.
I listen. It's not me, but I got a guy.
No, it has to be you.
But yeah, and then of course the compensation. I should say there's one other point, and it says the compensation is depending on experience, and the employment type is part-time. So I can't imagine
the idea that he's going to pay you on how experienced you are at making electronics come to life is like
who decides that?
And also like
your experience is not that good.
Yeah, and also like part-time. It's 40 hours a week you're going to spend
We got a lot of gimmicks. We got a lot of gimmicks to make.
I just think
the dancing coconut. We got the fish.
He's just you just get there and he's just trying to get you to assemble the robot maid from Jetsons. That's what he wants. He just wants you to build something like that.
It's just like a creepy sex doll or something.
This guy to me definitely sounds like an older man because he like the use of the word gimmicks, like you know how they have like it just like
it does sound
like a bit, but it's also like someone who doesn't understand like tech jargon or
like yeah, you're right. Like an old person could see a garage door and think that it's fun because it opens automatically. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, like he just saw the movie Gattaca finally, and he's just like, I want all my tech to be more like the future.
I liked all those gimmicks they used. Like he saw like the second Fast and the Furious movie. Like, wow, look at all those gimmicks they used with those cars.
Yeah. He got into an argument about his wife because she kept telling him that none of that is real. What are you talking about? And then he was like, I'll show you. I'm going to get on the internet. And I'm going to find out who does these gimmicks.
Yeah. That's the hang. That's the word.
There's just so little information.
I also really appreciate that he says, again, this is that he says he needs someone who understands it. Not even necessarily someone who can like repair stuff or build stuff. Like I just need someone who gets it.
Maybe he's just like trying to like he's in the middle of an argument with someone else and he just needs someone to tell him how it's made.
Yeah. He's like, settle a bet.
I told you, you just need a little gadget.
Or like he's trying to communicate with his electronics.
Right. And you just
speed vacuum because I can't get it to.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, certain electronics, another word that I'm really hanging on because again, this person can clearly understands that not all electronics are capable of having motion sensors. They understand like, well, just some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if I had the skill set.
You think like he like gets mad, like he's like, look, I know some of them can. Okay, look, I step on a scale, the scale turns on. Okay, it knows I'm there.
I don't need my blender to be activated. I can press a button for that.
Or if he wants to just be able to wave his hand in front of his microphone and then it starts stuff exactly.
He wants to make his house like he's a Jedi.
Yeah. As he wants to Tony Stark everything in his house.
Yeah. If I actually had the skill set here, I would imagine there's not a lot of posts about motion sensor activation gigs. So, I mean, I'm not saying I am definitely saying fuck this place. But if you're a person who has this skill set, I think it's possible to arrive on site and take advantage of whatever this guy thinks electronics do or don't.
Sure. I would say like my dad bought like motion sensor cameras for like outside, and then he put up one of the cameras in front of a bush and all it saw was the bush. And he just kept thinking that camera was broken for like a week.
Right.
And no way this isn't my dad version of Santa Barbara, right?
Look, I know I did it right. I need someone to come explain it to me.
No, the light's on. It's working.
I need a professional.
Yeah. My camera's real black and leafy right now. I can't really see anything. I'm trying to see what the neighbors are doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think depending, if you show up and they say compensation depending on experience, you can be like, look, I did this for NASA, so I feel like this is $1,000 an hour if we really.
I did the blenders at NASA.
I did the blenders, yeah. So that's in that case, you could say yes, but for me, fuck this place.
Yeah, I'm out. Fuck this place.
I think I'm gonna go. I want to know.
All right, yeah.
I show up. What are you trying to do, man?
You could wing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. You could get probably an easy 20 minutes into a conversation with this person.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is say
certain electronics, and I only know 2.
Right. Yeah. As long as you drop a couple words, you do a little Googling, you show up, and then he's going to give you a tour of every electronic thing in his house. And be like, what about this one? What do you think? What about this one?
Yeah.
And this one I don't feel is, the other one I felt unsafe with that person. This one, it's like, I want to know who this person is.
Yeah.
Also, if this person is planning a pretty fun prank, that would be good to know about because, again, it is a gimmick.
Yeah. I'm thinking, what do you think? Khaki shorts or denim shorts on this guy when you show up?
Ooh, khaki
shorts?
Khaki cargos.
Yeah, I can see that.
With all kinds of nuts and bolts in the pockets. You ever see, up like, cargo shorts where you see people who actually have something in the pocket? Like, do you remember trying to carry something in a cargo short pocket? It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's almost weirder to see them with
Like
stuff
hurt
in
your
the
thigh.
Yeah. Yeah, they like, they went to either side of your leg. Anyway, I'm saying
Yeah.
he has something in his cargo pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, fuck this place. Hey, what's up,
guys?
What's
Nick
up,
and Chase
everybody?
here. Nick,
Wanted to remind you that you can text.
give us a shout, guys.
You
Let
can give us
know
a shout in a voicemail
Yeah.
or text.
At 470 Bad Jobs.
You like while you're listening to this,
Yeah,
you can
right
be
now.
like, "I'm listening to your fucking bumper ad
Yeah.
for your own podcast."
You're at work right now. Your boss is yelling at you. And you know what? Because you're listening to this podcast, fuck your boss.
Yeah, for sure. Just start texting right
Yeah,
then.
right now. Pull out your phone right now in front of your boss right now. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Yeah, just do
You
it.
look him right in the eyes. You text 470 Bad Jobs.
And you say, "I'm texting a podcast called Fuck This Place." You know who I'm
And
talking.
he's gonna be like, "Oh no!"
And you know who I'm texting about.
Yeah. Please, not me.
Or he'll be like, "I'm such a fan."
yeah, yeah,
That could happen. We you know, managers are welcome to listen to this podcast.
yeah. I don't think they'll like it, but yeah.
I don't think they're gonna like it. But what if you're not a bad manager?
Well, then I never met you.
Yeah, but either way, yeah. So you know, you can text or again leave a voicemail.
470 Bad Jobs, guys. Again, 470 Bad Jobs.
That's the way it is. So thank you so much, and back to the show.
Back to the show.
Okay, Ahmed, what is the first job you ever had?
The first job I ever had, I was working at the Breakwater in Santa Barbara. It's still there, the restaurant, and I was a busboy, and my dad was the manager there.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, that immediately makes me feel like it's just like, Ahmed, you're suspended and you're grounded.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I knew, I guess, in my heart that there was going to be a restaurant called the Breakwater in Santa Barbara, but I'm just glad there is.
Still like almost exactly the same as how it was when I worked there.
Yeah.
Well, so
Like, well, hold on a second. You're gonna ask a question, Nick, but I want to know: are there like, what's the aesthetic of the Breakwater on the inside? We got like steering wheels on the wall.
There's some. I think there's
Nets.
probably like a steering wheel there. There's a lot of like pictures of the breakwater and the ocean and like it's in by the pier.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of that, and it's like a lot of teal. There's like teal booths.
Yes.
You know? And I think they've changed that a little bit, but back then it was like old carpet, you know, like a weird restaurant carpet that you know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like trying to hide the dirt, but it's like it's dirty.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was the person, and I was like really timid at first. Like I didn't like to go and pick up plates if people were still like sitting there.
Right.
So it took a while for people to be like, you know, you could just take the plates when they're done eating, and because I would kind of like hide in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like they'd look out, and then when they would leave, I'd go, "Oh, I'll clean up all the table." You know, I think it was a couple days where someone was just like, "Hey, go walk around and pick up plates from people."
You were like a busboy with like scavenger mentality. Like,
Yeah,
you're waiting for them to be totally
like
gone.
Newt from Aliens, just like, "Where's the busboy?" Well, eventually I got better, but I remember the first few weeks. It's like, oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, I like to think that you got you got real brazen with it. Like you started walking up with people when they were still eating it. You're like, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, come on, man. You've been picking at that for too long.
It's not even that good of a tuna melt. What? How old were you again?
I think I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I was 15.
And is this like a summer thing, or?
I think it started in the summer. Yeah, I don't think I worked there during the school year. Yeah, but I worked there for maybe like 3 years, probably on and off. Even I think my dad left, and I still worked there without him.
Right. It was he the reason that you like? Why did you start? Like, did he say you have to start working, or are you like, I kind of want to work here?
I think like, I don't think it was like a forceful thing, and I think it was kind of like, hey, you should get a job, or do you want a job? And then it was like I was too incompetent to find one on my own, so my dad was like, here, work here. And my dad's always given people jobs. Like he gave like all my cousins jobs, and you'd always have people work.
Well, I mean, the number one place to do that is a restaurant, because it's not like, you know, like, my dad got me an architect job. Like, well.
But I bet you that first week, like people were like, you should not have hired your son to work. He is scared to come out of the kitchen.
Just kept telling people that you just got back. Like, no, I just got back from picking up plates.
Yeah. I've been out there.
Oh, I got there. Yeah, I got there.
Were you the only busboy? Like,
no, it was like
shift?
it was a team, and it was like there was like an older busboy, and he had 2 kids, and they were both busboys too.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like at first I kind of felt like the odd man out because it was like they were like a family, and I was not the family. But they were cool. I liked that they were all like nice to me and stuff. But I feel like at first I was like, shit, should I be part of your family?
Yeah. It's like a long lineage of busboys.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My dad.
They like real like Game of Thrones-esque kind of background with all busboys and stuff. Yeah. And his father's father and his father's father.
Yeah.
If there's 4 busboys on a shift, that's a pretty big restaurant. Like, how big are we talking?
It was pretty. There was like an outside, and it was a busy place.
Right.
There was an inside. The outside was pretty cool, and a lot of in my time working there, like old people would like pass out because it would be hot or something. So that like became part of the busboying duties. Was like, hey, you gotta go pick up that old person.
Wait.
It was like an old lady in the bathroom that passed out. We had to pick her up, and I think I had her from like here, and someone else had her, and her like shirt came up and her boob came out.
No.
And then like the other manager was like my dad's friend, or he's the other manager. He was like, he had a very like dry, dark sense of humor. He kind of looked like Larry David. But I remember we dragged her out, and then like, you know, it's like, is she dead? You're kind of worried. You're a kid, and you're like, what happened to her? And he just goes, she had the tuna melt.
Hold on a second. So, like, I guess when you said old people pass out, I was like, okay, fine, that happens, I guess, from time to time. You're saying this happens regularly.
Yeah, because it was like, out on the beach, hot days, people would be
dehydrated.
Just old person couldn't handle it.
Blood sugar. Your blood sugar.
Yeah.
This one person like, just passed out in their
food?
Their salad. They were just like...
Okay.
So, hold on. Did they get any kind of medical attention?
Yeah, we called medical. I don't know why they had the busboys take the lady out of the bathroom.
Right.
I think it was because we found her in there. We should have probably waited for like
yeah.
We got to get this lady out of the bathroom.
Yeah, other people got to go. Yeah. So okay, yeah, so then what is the old lady passing out to old lady passing out and a boob pops out ratio? Is that because you said that very like, and then her titty came out and I just...
That was only once, but it was like, you're like 15. And just,
yeah.
You never seen boobs and that's the one you don't want.
That's the first one. Yeah. You saw. Yeah. And it belonged to like a dead lady. Yeah. So you take her outside and then you what, like throw water in her face or hose her down, or like how do you get like... Or you just wait and then hope she doesn't die.
Else, like important people showed up at some point. So like take her. I think I don't know if it was like we just took her out of the bathroom because we thought she needed help out of the bathroom. I don't remember what happened to her after, but I think she was okay. I hope.
Was she like semi-conscious when you found her in the bathroom, or was she just out?
I think she was kind of like, help, like, get out of the bathroom or something like a little bit.
My shirt
definitely
keeps falling down. Oh,
yeah, she was just trying to get some busboy sweet.
Yeah. Oh, young man, help me. Oh, silly me. Get out of here, old pervert lady. It's like we called the ambulance on her and then we banned her for life.
Gets up and runs away.
Onto the riptide.
Surfing out.
I was thinking the riptide was another restaurant right beside the breakwater.
Sometimes like really smelly fishermen would come eat.
Okay.
And I remember one time I had to they left and the booth still just like they're 2 just big dudes and they smelled so bad because they're just like on the docks. So just, I don't know.
Man, this sounds like to me, the breakwater sounds like the setting for like a CW sort of teen drama.
I do want to write like a movie. I want to write like a busboy, because I think the busboy is like my favorite position in a restaurant because they're almost at the end of the totem pole, but the dishwasher is like right under them.
Correct.
And so there's this kind of like, you do the fucking dishes.
Well, I would say like busboy is good because, especially for like a character, because it's like he's lowly and like kind of a nobody, but also has clearance to go anywhere. You know,
yeah,
like,
and everyone deals with the busboy. Like the waitresses get to shit on you, the cooks get to shit on you, the managers get to shit on you. Yeah, and then you just get to take out your frustration on the dishwasher. Which I've also been the dishwasher too. I think I was a dishwasher. Maybe I did dishwashing at that job, but I was too slow at that point that they were like, just let them pick up the dishes.
That's such a hard job. It seems like the people we've interviewed with dishwashers are always just like, it was fucking hell. Like, it's just like people jabbing me with forks.
Yeah.
Just like people like,
I was a dishwasher like at the comedy club. I started doing comedy. That's actually like, I was a dishwasher there. That was how I start. I just like, I want to work there. So I'll do dishes.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. So how long did you work there for?
I think I did about maybe 2 or 3 years at that place. And then I moved to Rhode Island. And then I was like a busboy a bunch. Another restaurant my dad worked at in Rhode Island, Box Seats. I was a busboy. When I was even younger, my family owned a restaurant. So I don't count that one as a job, but I would like, sometimes I would do the dishes there. Or like, mostly just hang out in the back.
So your dad or parents were pretty involved in restaurants? I mean,
yeah, my mom was a waitress for the first like 10 years of my life, and before that she kind of switched out into other things. But my dad's he worked in restaurants all the way up until like maybe a couple years ago.
Right. Which is, it's definitely something that is extremely feasible in like high-end tourist towns like Santa Barbara, because there's a fuckload of people, fuckload of turnover. Yeah. And even if you're not in like a super high-end restaurant, like it's just the volume is so high, everything average.
And I do actually like working in restaurants because there is like I don't know, there's a lot of energy and sucks sometimes, but it's also kind of fun. You get to like goof off a lot more than I think other jobs maybe.
Okay, so that was your first job ever. What would you say is the worst job you ever had?
I think I was after college. I was working in a call center for Bank of America. And I mean, call center work is to me hell.
Yeah,
sure.
Like,
and
it especially like Bank of America because it's such a big corporation, and it was actually during the time when I mean, it's still probably a problem, but there was like. Right around the time of the financial crisis. Yeah, actually it was. And so, people were overdrafting a lot in the banks, and some banks were like crumbling. So people would be mad at the phone, mad at you, just yelling at you. And your superiors, like you're plugged into a computer. So you were like a robot. Like they knew if you went to the bathroom for 5 minutes, the next day they'd be like, "Hey, you're kind of in the bathroom. You logged off your thing."
Really?
Like,
100%.
Moment, and they had like a graph to show you the next day. And I was actually a really good worker, and they would get mad at me because my stats were too good, and they didn't like outliers. So if you were bad, they didn't like you, but if you were too good, they didn't like you either because you were messing with the stats.
So wait, so they were like, Ahmed, maybe poop a little longer.
Yeah. Like I would get really nice surveys, and my manager was really mad at me because I was getting too many surveys. Because I was nice to the customers. And she actually at one point went like, you're being too nice to them. Okay, sorry.
Your boss was like, Ahmed, what is this? 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. What is this? What are you doing?
It was the worst. And that person, that manager, like, I think the first day I worked with her, like you trained for like a month on like a fake simulation, because it is like you're like once you get out there, you're like on a bucking bronco. The calls come in, and it could be like a nice old lady asking you to like find her like what she paid out for something, or it's just like people that are really mad at the bank at you. And the bank does fuck you over a lot.
Of course.
There'd be people with like fees on top of fees on top of fees. And, whenever I could, I'd return them. But eventually, after a while, you become part of the bank and you're just like, stop yelling at me. You did it. You fucking.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Well, because your call volume is so high. You're talking fucking 60, 150 people a day,
They're listening in on your calls.
Yes.
So, I mean, they can like, this luckily never happened to me, but if you had like a bad call, sometimes they'd bring you in a room and they'd play it, and have to listen to it with them and be like, look what you said to that person, or like,
I'll say they like play it, but then also in the background is the movie Apocalypse Now, or like just something like they're just like really messing with you.
Yeah. And then they'd have these like, so there was like a month-long like learning thing before you got on the phones, and when you graduated, you had to do this like sketch show thing, where it's like, okay, you're separated into groups, and you each have to like do a sketch of like a reality show meets Bank of America. So it's like, I'm going to do Next Top Model. Okay, what are the things you're supposed to wear to work? And then like, I'm going to do Top Chef, where it's like, what's like the ingredients for a good call?
Oh my fucking God.
What the fuck, dude?
And like, I was just, and I was a comic at this time, so I extra hated it because it was
yeah.
I don't need to do this. Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Such an awful approximation of what you really want to be doing.
But then you graduate and you're like, okay, I'm done with that weird thing. But then every month they do these like town hall, like employee, like all 1,000 employee comes in. And then the managers, who are usually assholes to you.
Yes.
They're doing sketches for you about like, oh, Bank of America. It's so fun. You love it. And it was just like, felt like you were in this like Big Brother
dystopia
brainwashing experiment.
Oh my God.
Jesus. The whole time they're saying like the orientation is like, oh, we're on the side of the customer. The customer is so important. But then there's a point where that switches, where they're like, fuck the customer. Don't you? Those people, they deserve what they got. You know, it's like really mind-washing kind of. Because some employees would spout that. They'd be like, well, we love our customers. And it's like, no, I don't think we do. Like,
well, it's because the training is being conducted by people who don't have to be on the floor. They're just like, my job is to train you to do this, and I do it all the fucking time, and as soon as you're gone, I'll never have to see you or a customer ever again. I don't give a fuck what happens to you.
I hated it so much.
God, that sounds like a nightmare.
How did you end up getting the job? Like, where were you in a place that you like were like, this is what I got to do?
I think my cousin might have worked there or something, but it was just like, I was a comic, I graduated college, I moved back with my parents, I just kind of needed a day job. Because I usually worked in restaurants, and I knew that like, oh, if I work in restaurants, like, it's gonna be a lot of nights probably.
Yep.
And I just kind of needed, and it was like kind of good paying for the like what I could get, I guess.
Yeah.
And the hours were okay. Like I could maybe take off when I needed to do a show or something. Like someone could switch with me because I was like I thought a pretty good employee, so they usually work with me if I needed to do something.
So your cousin worked there?
Yeah, she worked there, but you don't even see each other, you know, like you're all just plugged into your own little Matrix pod. And I sat across like the worst dude, and we only had like half cubicles. So you're on the phone, and then this guy, and he was the kind of guy where I feel like I usually feel bad for like the lost puppies and stuff.
Yes.
So I kind of want to be friends with them, but then he finally pushes you and you're like, dude, I'm the only one that's nice to you, man.
And you suck. Like you suck, dude.
That was the guy that was across from me. And he was just loved to like, he just constantly wanted to tell you like all the rules and all the things and like, you're doing it wrong or you're doing it this way or like, and you're just kind of like, all right, dude, I'm just going to do it how I do it.
Like literally no one wants to hang out with you. And this is exactly why. And I'm just nice enough to not tell you. And then eventually I'm not nice enough to not tell you.
Oh, God. How long did you say you were there for?
I was there for maybe about a year. Do you know Tim Vargulish, comedian? He was my like best friend. And I mean, he still is. But at the time, like we worked there together. And he ended up getting stuck there for like 3 years or something. And he hated it worse than I did. And he would try to quit and they wouldn't let him quit.
Whoa.
And then he would try to get fired and they wouldn't let him get fired.
Oh my God. He would like
worked there for 3 years.
He would like try to quit and then he'd walk outside and like the air's out of his tires.
Like he just went up to his boss and he's like, he would be so depressed there. Because he would like read comics while he was working and they would take away his comics. And he was like, no, you can't. He's like, look, I'm doing the job. Like when I'm like in between calls or whatever, I look at a comic book or, you know, like they just were all about kind of like controlling you.
Yes, of course.
They'd give you candy if you had a nice call or something. You know, like,
really? Oh my God. Like, this is fucking crazy.
I do this joke on my stand up, but like they would like have these little treats to try to like like entice you. When really you're just like, just give me more money or let me have time off of work. Those are the two things I want. I don't need your pizza or your whatever you have.
Correct.
The worst one though, they were like, if everyone meets their metrics next Monday, you can wear a hat to work.
Fuck off.
And then it was like, but it couldn't be like you couldn't wear a Raiders hat or something.
Yeah. They're like, you can wear a hat to work, and it's just the Bank of America hat.
Yeah.
Oh, and you had to have a name tag on at all times.
Yeah.
And and the calls would come in. Like I kind of pictured like people that answer phones are like, oh, the call's ringing. It's like, no, as soon as this guy hangs up, there's a doot doot, and the next guy's there. Every once in a while it would be slow, but
there's a waiting line.
Yeah, and they're all immediately they're yelling at you about the robot phone tree thing.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, I don't like that either. I'm here. Yeah. I'm now this guy.
Yeah. And like by like the fourth call, you like don't even care that you're wearing a hat anymore. Fuck this hat.
It's sweaty. It's made of uncomfortable fabric.
It's such a great fuck you thing because like I don't think there's a lot of people who are really like, I really wish I could wear my hat to work.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if they are, it's always just one dude who always wears a hat. You know what I mean?
But also, let us wear hats all the time because we're on the phone.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to see us.
Yeah. He's like, just like that, because it's better angles for that Big Brother camera, that like zoom in snake camera that comes right into your face.
100%.
And this, you couldn't imagine the amount of staff they'd have on you. They'd have like how many calls they took, how long they'd average, like how long it took you to do this, or like how often you were, or if this customer was upset, or if this they had a whole sheet of what you did every day and could just grind you for it. And then the customers would be pissed. So you're just getting it from every angle.
Were any of the managers cool? Is even one of them cool?
I think there was for sure, like, I had a bad one. She was like, I knew, that's what I was going to say. Like on the first day, she just got mad at me because I asked her a question that she didn't know the answer to.
Yeah.
It was my first day, and I just went, there was a thing called like saving solutions or whatever, like the manual was.
Yeah.
That you were supposed to be able to look. It was a very complicated thing, but it supposedly had all the answers in there. But I couldn't find it, so I put the customer on hold, and I'm like, they're asking me this, and I was my first day, so I was like, I don't know. And she was just like, did you look up the manual? And I'm like, I did, but I don't know. Do you know? And like, eventually I realized, like, oh, she doesn't know.
Right.
She's mad that I'm pointing out that she doesn't know something.
When she could have just said, I don't know. If it's not in the manual, fucking just make something up, you know?
Oh, and she got mad at me when I went to vote.
Oh, man.
She wouldn't let me vote. I was like, hey, I'm allowed to take 2 hours off of work to vote today's voting. And she just like raised hell, said I couldn't, then like came back and said I could. And I was just like, look, I'm not trying to make you mad. I just wanted to see if I could go vote.
Yeah. She like had to get on the phone with her superiors. She was like, yeah, you heard of this voting? You heard of this voting? This guy Ahmed wants to go vote.
And it was like voting for like Obama the first time. Like it was like, it was like, I want to vote for the first black president. Like, no, you have to answer the phone. And it was dead. It was dead too. I was like, it's dead. I could go vote right now. Let me vote.
How many people were in this call center at one time?
I think it was around like 1,000 or so.
Fuck.
Or more, yeah.
That's
maybe more.
Huge.
Is it like
I was
multiple?
obsessed with my numbers. That's why I was always trying to get my numbers up because you get a bonus. But that's why they were mad at me because they're like, "Oh, you're trying too hard to get the bonuses."
You're like, you put change the fucking rules. If you don't want me to get the bonus, I don't give a shit.
Just passive aggressively calling you LeBron James when you walk by and stuff like that.
And
there's LeBron, everybody.
My calls and try to catch me and doing things wrong, but I knew like not to do it. But like the survey, like you're not supposed to like ask someone to take your survey. So I would just like, but you could bring it up or something. Like, if you'd like to take my survey.
Yeah, of course.
And I would just do it in a nice way where people would go, oh, sure, man, I'll take your survey. So I could just, you could punch them over to your survey if you wanted. So I was getting like more surveys than people, and they'd be like, are you making them take your survey? I was like, no, I'm being nice and mentioning the survey. Because you're going to pay me.
Also, if they actually, this is the thing that fucking pisses me off, is like, they're trying to get you, but they're not even using their own tools to get you. They could have all of your conversations are recorded. someone could have actually gone and done some homework, but they didn't want to fucking do that and realize that you were still playing by the rules that those dumb shit set for you.
Yeah, that's why my manager had to sit with me because she was getting in trouble. Like, because that's what it was. Like, she didn't like me. She liked me most of the time, but then whenever they would be like, "Hey, what's up with this one guy? He's getting like a lot of surveys or whatever." So she would have to sit on the phone with me, and I would be on like, "Look, I'm doing nothing." They'd take my surveys, and that's when she was like, "You're being too nice to them."
Oh my God, that makes me so mad. Like I have always and probably will forever work like just kind of like peon level jobs, like, you know, and the criticism I've gotten throughout my entire working life has been that I'm not nice enough or that like I'm not smiling enough or whatever. So to hear that the other side of it, it's just like they don't like it either. Part of me is just like, see, I'm right. Who cares? Just let me be how I'm going to be.
There definitely is another side. I remember I had a short stint at the YMCA front desk, and I was told it was like an early morning shift, and I was told by my coworkers to lower my voice and that I was too cheery in the morning. And I was like, it's a fucking gym, dude. Like, everyone's coming to get pumped up. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or they'd have like, this also was more, I also worked at a call center at a cupcake place, but they'd be like, yeah, it was like better because they couldn't track everything. But
and also because it was cupcakes.
It was like gourmet Beverly Hills cupcakes, and it was on the phone, and it was like also with like Chicago and New York and stuff. But those people were very like high end. Like, I want this on my cupcake, and if you couldn't do it, they were like,
lose their shit,
like shit. But that one you had to be like bubbly.
Yes.
And I always got like called out for not being enough bubbly. But like, you know, after a while you're taking all these calls, you kind of, you know, I'm a pretty nice guy, so I'm not like not bubbly.
Yeah.
But there would be like catchphrases. Bank of America too, but more the cupcake place would be like you'd have to say like when they're ordering cupcakes, like, is this for a gift or a special occasion?
Right.
And after a while that just you feel like you're a robot. And so they'd be like, "Oh, you didn't say is this for a gift or a special occasion?" You're like, "Oh, well, like it was a birthday thing." You know? It says happy birthday on it. I didn't ask them, you know?
Yeah.
But just after a while, you're just like, man, I'm getting the cupcake orders in. They're happy. They're not complaining. I didn't say your like corporate phrase that I have to say every call or something.
Yeah, you were like, I'm sorry that I didn't ask if their happy birthday cake was just a bit they were doing or if it was for a real birthday.
And that one, they'd have like secret callers that would call in and grade. So that was the worst. You'd be like, you get the grade, you have to sit there and be like, look, you didn't say, is this for a gift or a special occasion? And that, you know, that would happen every once in a while. And like most of the time you'd say it, but every once in a while you didn't say it because you just like didn't feel
shit happens.
Moment.
Yeah.
I am. Kind of romance it.
Because sometimes people call and they're just like, hey, you know, I'm looking for this or that, and you just start a converson.
Right.
It's like, you know, if someone's like, hi, I would like, is this for a gift or a special occasion?
I mean, when they would have secret, like one of the places I was a barista at for a while, we would have secret shoppers, and we got in tune with knowing which ones were the secret shoppers because they always would order basic small coffee, and one specialty drink that happened to be the month special of the month.
Hilarious.
And they also wanted it to be like customized, so you'd have to know the drink to be able to answer whatever question. Yeah. So
there would be things like that where you'd kind of, I think this is probably because, you know, the customer was behaving in a way where they were leaving something open for you to say something. So you're like, maybe this is one of those fucking stooges.
It's one of those sons of bitches.
But sometimes they'd sneak in, you wouldn't know. It wouldn't know it was them.
So would you get like a lot of complaints over the phone about cupcakes?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
what do they complain about?
Like if like a lot of them were getting delivered, and if like the frosting got smushed, or if they were late, or maybe the wrong flavor, maybe, or they were mad that they couldn't do certain things. Like we were just like a pretty simple. We didn't have a lot of like frosting things. It was like sprinkles cupcakes. They were delicious. Yeah. It was just real simple. So the decorations, we had like limited amount of decorations. So if someone wanted something for their birthday, they're like, I want to do a big hat on there. And you're like, oh, okay, well, we don't really have that. And they'd be like, what the fuck, this is like, I'm paying all this money or whatever. They were just mad that they couldn't have whatever detail they want. Or I want a mix of flavors. Oh, we don't we don't change our flavors. This is how the cupcakes come. No, it's my birthday, or just whatever. Or they, want to order them right now, and you're like, okay, you guys, like a 2-hour wait or something or whatever it was. You go in the store and pick them up, but to have a custom, no, I want to order them on. Just didn't want you to have any rules.
Right, which is very typical for which is very typical for the quote unquote high end. I do not enjoy that word, clientele, aka rich dumb fucks.
Yeah.
Who are just like, but I can get anything I want.
Who was like kind of knew the people that like owned it or something, or just they were tight. And
yes.
But I was following the rules, and they were like asking me to do this thing that we didn't do.
Yeah.
Eventually, they told on me, and then I got in trouble because they were like, "Oh, that person, they get to have whatever they want."
Oh, it makes me so fucking mad.
And they're like, and once someone kind of talks like meanly to you, you're extra not gonna be like, "Look, this is against the rules, but maybe I'll do it for you." They're like, shit. So you're like, "Look, I'm just following the rules now because you're not being on my side."
Yeah.
And then they go above you, and then they're like, "Yeah, I know that person." And then she would actually like, anytime she called, if she got me, she'd ask for someone else.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, fuck that lady.
I know. Yeah. I'd be like, "Look, I'm sorry that happened. I was just following the rules. I can help you." "No, I don't want to talk to you. Give me someone else."
Oh my God. That makes me so mad. So mad. I feel like I've been there too. Like I know Mr. Sprinkle. Fuck you. So do I. And he told me to do it this way.
And he made up these fucking rules. Yeah. Talk to him about the rules.
I like to think Mr. Sprinkle is a giant sprinkle that comes out, stuff like that, kind of like the peanut, like the millionaire peanut.
Just once. Yeah.
The big cupcake.
One standing peanut with like a pair of glasses on. I have a question about, but it's sort of, I'm just thinking about that 1,000-person call center.
Oh, yeah.
What was the break room like? Was there one?
Was it gray?
You kind of mostly at your table. Yeah. You kind of you didn't have much. Some people would go eat in their car. I think there was like a cafeteria, but it was so minimal.
Yeah.
It was just like tables to eat at and maybe a fridge to put. Yeah, no, there was a fridge to put like a lunch in. Sometimes I put my sad lunch in there.
Because
I bet just the grossest fucking fridge for 1,000 fucking people. Like
I feel like packing your lunch. I don't miss that. Like you gotta pack your fucking lunch that you eat at your sad job.
Sucks.
Yeah. They like
let me go eat somewhere. Let me go out to McDonald's or something.
You walk in with your bag lunch, and then they take it from you, and they give you like a soggier bag to carry your lunch in. It's like stained brown bag. Here's your lunch, Ahmed.
Like the Sprinkles place was at least cool. Like I liked my manager, and he'd let you go walk to a place on your lunch break, and he was cool, and like he would let me take auditions or whatever and stuff.
That's cool.
Right.
I gotta leave
like if you have
tomorrow.
There is one benefit to some of those jobs in LA, and specifically like LA, like not like fucking Covina or some shit, but like where they're like, we've dealt, like you're not the first person who's had an audition who's worked at this shitty weirdo job. We'll figure it out.
I've had some jobs in LA, and like I'm in the same boat as you, Chase, with that, where it's like I don't necessarily mind if you have a policy where they're like, we don't let you go on auditions here, but I've had jobs where they're like, can't believe that that's a thing, where they're like, what do you have an audition?
Like, you're not a committed employee to this shitty job.
It's just like,
this fucking shit show.
We live in acting mecca. What are you talking about? You've never heard of acting? You've never heard of any of this?
You're trying to get more work.
You're trying to leave to work another job in secret? Is that what you're saying?
You don't like this job? You don't like that I yell at you?
It does. For those people, it does seem intensely personal. It's just sort of like, man, why would I have any allegiance to you?
Yeah.
You're not nice to me.
I think it's also, those people who are, managers, they've sold a certain part of themselves in order to be in the seat they're in. And they're just kind of like, well, you didn't sell that part, like that deep hope that you have for yourself.
Y'all just gotta suck it up and hate our lives.
Yeah. Correct.
Just sell your dreams and replace them with an occasional pizza party. That's what I do.
Trying to fix your life.
Embrace Hat Day. Okay, well, Ahmed, we always make sure to ask 3 questions before we close the pod. The first one for the worst job is, when were you done and how did you quit the Bank of America thing?
Man,
when did you know you had to leave, and then when did you leave?
So I was just saving up money so I could like not work for like a year to just do stand up and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think I just got to that point, and it was such a happy day. Like, they were so mad too. You know, they're so mad at you that you're just like,
yeah,
how dare you go live my life? And they're just like, because that's why my friend tried to quit and they wouldn't let him quit, because it was another stat for them. It was like attrition. If you're losing too many employees, so you're doing something wrong. So they're also being calculated. They're like, look, no, I worked there for a year and it's cool.
It's it's also like, it's a shitty fucking job. What the fuck do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
You incentivize people with
because I knew she was going to be mad. And I had such a weird relationship with her, because like sometimes she was like super on my side because I would win her an award or whatever. Like, oh, look, we won because you were the best of the week or something.
Congrats to you. Like, I did that.
We're so great.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We had like such a weird dynamic where I was like, I didn't want to make her mad, and I knew she we kind of got along maybe at that point because I learned how to deal with her. Mm-hmm. Just hate her silently.
I have a question though. Like, well, so when your friend tried to quit, like, what would they say to try to get them? So you go like, I quit, and they go, no.
Story. Like, so he came up and he's just like super depressed, and he's like, hey, like, I think I quit. And the manager was like, nah, you can't quit. And he's like, okay.
So you were just firm with them? You were just like,
yeah.
So what did you say?
Like, they try to talk me out of it. They try to like offer me something or whatever. Like, but if you work, you can do this. And I was just like, I'm a comedian. Like, I think I said I was moving, even though I didn't move or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm out of here. And they're like, you can work where you move. We have a call center there. And I was just like, no, I hate this job.
Yeah, of course. Like, why the no?
They were like, well, Ahmed, we actually looked at your bank account. We don't think you have enough to move away yet.
We checked on you've not laid down a deposit on any apartment.
I dreamed of like quitting in a better way, like a big like, fuck you. Yeah. I think like by the time you're quitting, like kind of a lot of the animosity's gone, because you're just like, I'm free.
I completely agree. Like there's some endorphins that have kicked in by then. That's just sort of like, hey man, I just want to fucking walk out of here clean. Yeah. So when you were done, you kind of just waiting for like a marker in the bank account, and once that hit, you were
I'm
like,
gonna save like a certain amount of money that I could. My parents let me live for free at their house for a while, just to like. I think I was like, I'm gonna try to submit to festivals or whatever it was, and it was cool. I was like a nice like work the worst job you ever had, and then have like a year of freedom.
Yeah. Okay, well then question number 2 is, what's one good thing you took from that very bad job?
I did like when I would connect with like people on the phone, and I could help people, because I would try to refund stuff when it was shitty. And you know, for all the shitty people you talk to, most of them were fine, and most of them were cool. Most of them were like nice. And like the thing with the survey thing, it was kind of like a tool, a lesson that I learned on how to like communicate with people, you know. And it helps me like call in when I need something. I know, okay, like I know where this person's at. I know if they're cool and they're nice, I could get them to help me. And maybe if someone's like, if you're in a call center and the person's just kind of not helping you, just like maybe hang up and call again, and you'll get a person who's like in a better mood. And if you are in a nice mood to them, you'll get like a better result. So it's a good lesson, you know, because you get what's going on. They're plugged into a computer all day.
So if I were to call, I mean, obviously, of course, like you go.
Sometimes they'd mark your account that they fought with you on something, and you'd call in and that would show up. So, you know, you don't want to have a fight with them. It's just like if you're getting like a negative energy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I gotta go. I'll come back.
But if I were to call on, of course, like be nice, but would I get them? Like, what if I was like, hi, Ahmed, I had a problem, transaction didn't go through. Also, fuck your boss for listening in. I know he's listening in.
They'd be like, I love you, man. That's actually, I think, a really helpful tool is always being like, look, I know it's not you. I know it's someone else.
Yeah.
Because like that's what it would be. Like I would start to almost feel like I was the bank sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like what the bank did, sometimes I was like, well, I'm the bank and you're yelling at me. And you actually did do something wrong, and maybe our response is absurd, but you're mad. But if it's like, look, your bank rule, I know it's not you, Ahmed, then you're like, yeah, man, this rule's stupid. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So I think, kind of being like, look, I know your superiors, they're not the best. I'm cool. Help me.
Yeah. some strategies, some life strategies.
I mean, and that's really like what I think we should all learn from like democracy and all that. It's like, hey, we're all in it together. Let's be on each other's side.
And like best case scenario, we're conduits, for just something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sort of responsible for that thing.
We all got a boot on our neck.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, question number 3, not related to that job, is if you had to like give up on your dreams right now, which is, I assume, comedy, which is kind of easy to imagine right now considering where we are, but just let's imagine that your dreams are still alive. If you had to pick like a new dream or like a new direction, what might that be?
I think it would probably be like owning a restaurant of some kind, or like sometimes it's comedy club, but to move it a little further away from my own dream, like just like a small, like little restaurant that doesn't have to like, maybe even like a hole in the wall thing, even like a food truck, something like that, where I could maybe do some cool food items and make some money that way.
What kind of food?
My grandmother, my father, they grew up in Burma. And they're Indian, so they have like Indian and Burmese kind of, that's what I grew up eating. And there's this really amazing Burmese dish called Ono Kausar, which is like this like spicy coconut chicken gingery gravy that you put on noodles. It's kind of like ramen almost.
Yeah, fuck.
And like cilantro and lemon and spices on there. I might just serve that dish, although it's kind of a messy, like soupy dish.
Sure, whatever.
I might do something else, but I wanted to maybe do one of those like the spicy coconut. I'll like have like a food truck shaped like a coconut or something.
Oh yeah.
Just spoon out that, be like, here you go.
And you serve it in coconut bowls or whatever?
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be fucking sick. Yeah, so you would do that. That sounds great.
Yeah. And if it was a food truck, you could travel around the country.
Yeah, dude. I got food truck dreams.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But mine's not at all related to that amazing dish.
Good. We don't want to compete.
No. There's not enough room.
Food trucks are like quietly an amazing staple of like American life. Just like I have a buddy. This is like like the other day he called me up and he was just like livid about the quarantine and just like he's like one of the like the economy, like we're all gonna die, like and like I was trying to talk him off the ledge about it. He was so mad. And as we whittled it down, he had just found out that that his favorite taco truck was not going to come back. And that's like that was fueling why he was so mad.
That would hurt.
I mean, I understand, like, and I got it, but I was just like, that's how impassioned. He's almost one of these like guys with the assault rifle and ski mask charging the Capitol because his food truck is gone.
I think there's something, I don't know, some of my favorite food is just like hole in the wall, like, this person is doing it because they, it's their passion. It's not necessarily like big, giant moneymaker.
Yeah.
Grandma's usually cooking it.
Yeah. Oh, grandmas. Love grandma. Yeah. Except for my grandma, she was real bad at cooking. I mean, she was a nice lady, but a lot of frozen pizza. That's a satisfactory answer. Ahmed, where can people find you on the internet if you want to be found?
On all the platforms, but mostly Instagram is where I spend most of my time. Ahmed Bharoocha, AhmedBharoocha. You could YouTube my sketch group, Dead Kevin, or watch a TV show that I'm on called DreamCorp LLC that's on Adult Swim. First 2 seasons are on Hulu. 3rd season's coming out soon. I think that's it.
Tight.
Awesome.
And we'll put that links to that in the show notes as well.
Thanks. This was fun.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, thank you, dude. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
Fuck this place.
Fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Don't forget to share the podcast and subscribe. Hey, also, we're on YouTube now. You can see us in the digital flesh. We're there. So if you want to go to our YouTube page, it's FckThisPlace, or in the show notes, there's our link tree that links to everything we're on, Spotify, all that stuff. If you go to the bottom and you click on YouTube, you'll be right there. You can subscribe there as well. It's videos. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.